Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. Today's video is going to be 5 cars and maybe a bonus. Used cars that I would highly recommend that are reliable and you could almost say bulletproof. I'm excited about this video. We have the shop manager right next to me, cuddling up right next to the chair. So let's get started with this video. Number 1 on my list is, you might say it has an old man's car feel to it or look, but this is going to be a 2000 to 2005 Buick LeSabre. The LeSabre sports a 3.8 liter V6, producing 205 horsepower, 230 foot-pounds of torque, 4-speed automatic transmission front-wheel drive. These 3.8 liters were just bulletproof, super reliable, and when I do see them at the car auto auction lots, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 miles on them, and I wouldn't hesitate one bit to pick one up because I know it's going to keep going, especially if I look under the hood, I see it's been maintained. Sometimes under the hood, if you've had a mechanic working on them that knows what he's doing and thinks ahead, he will put little notes, either draw them with permanent markers or puts pieces of tape on the radiator support with notes of work that he's done. Timing chains, services, filters, you name it. And if I've seen that these LeSabres have been maintained meticulously, I wouldn't hesitate to pick one up that has 200,000, 300,000 already, because I know we're going to be able to put 100,000 more on it. Not only are they reliable, guys, but the parts are readily available. There are many outlets and sources that parts are available for. They're still cheap, and these vehicles they're easy to work on. If you're a DIY guy, you're going to be perfectly fine with a LeSabre. If you're not a DIY guy, whatever mechanic shop you take it to, if they refuse it, run like hell from them, because there won't be many that will refuse to work on LeSabre. Spacious. You open up the hood, you're going to see space around that engine, plenty of room to work on, and mechanics love that. Guys, these things are comfortable because of the spacious interior and the seating. It is a larger, heavier car, so your gas mileage isn't going to be 30, 40, or 50 miles per gallon. However, you can get these things for $5,000 or under. If you can find one, look at it, buy it. I highly recommend. Number 2 on my list is going to be a truck, and it's either Chevy or GMC, and it's going to be the 99 through 06 GMC Sierra or Chevy Silverado. Silverado either had a 4.3, 4.0, or 5.3. I would stick with the V8 with a 4-speed automatic transmission, either rear wheel or 4-wheel drive. And the reason I didn't go above 06 is because of that fuel management system they have that cuts cylinders, and it just is devastating to engines. Unless you do a delete, I'm going to say 99 to 06. These things are reliable. You can see them with very high mileage, and even with high mileage, the resale value, which is very important for a lot of these cars. This one in particular, the resale value, even an older truck, 200,000 miles, you're going to be looking at between $5,000 and $10,000. It's either going to have the 4.8 or the 5.3 and their Vortex engines. You can even get the 6.0 if you want something that big and powerful. And the advantages of towing a camper, a Sea-Doo, a Ski-Doo, a trailer with cars on the back, going back and forth from auto auctions. You can easily tow with these and get high mileage on them. And even, the cab on a truck, even though it is shorter, it's still spacious. And depending on the trim package, you're still going to get high technology, good materials. It's going to be a soft, comfortable ride. You could either do 4x4 or rear wheel drive. If you do 4x4, you just have to be conscious that you're going to have more parts to worry about. Transfer case, front and rear diff, so it's a lot more to go wrong and maintain. It's Parts for these are going to be readily available. Plentiful is a great word. Should be economical. And again, if you find a mechanic that will not work on these, run like hell, because there's plenty of space to work on these. They are not difficult to work on. If you're a DIY guy, you can work on them yourself. I highly recommend. Let's go to number 3 on my list, and that'll be an SUV. So we're jumping around. I'm giving you different options, right? I could break these down into categories. I could do sedans, I could do SUVs, I could do trucks. Just let me know down in the comment section if that's something you're interested in, and my opinion as to what to look for in those categories. This is going to be an SUV, and so Lexus is Toyota's luxury brand, a higher trim level brand. The 04 to 09 Lexus RX 350. The RX 350 featured a 3.5-liter V6, 270 horsepower, 5-speed automatic transmission, either front wheel or all-wheel drive. Is going to be something I highly recommend. Bulletproof engines, very reliable. You can easily put 300,000 to 400,000 miles on them. When I see them on the auction lot with 300,000 to 400,000 miles, if I check under the hood, pull the dipstick, and it's clean oil, it's up to, all of the levels are up to par. I see some notes from the mechanics, timing chain has been replaced, timing belt. I wouldn't hesitate, if the price is right, to buy one that has 400,000 miles, because I know I'm going to get much more on them. Their V6 is very dependable. You're looking at 30 miles per gallon. The interior, because it's a Lexus, is going to have your high-tech interior, and it's going to be comfortable, often with leather trim packages. The trim is going to be more complicated than your standard Toyota or Nissan. It's going to be a comfortable and more, how could I say, a more pleasant place to be for a long ride. So if you're going on a road trip for business or pleasure, 6 to 8 hours, the interior of that Lexus is going to be a good place to be, and you won't be in that much of a hurry to get out of it. Parts are plentiful and affordable for these as well. Now, they're a little bit more expensive than the first two that I mentioned, but they are plentiful, and it's not that difficult to work on them. The newer ones are a little bit more difficult. These are great for family, and they're safe, and also with inclement weather, depending on where you live in your environment, they have the all-wheel drive option, and I highly recommend the RX 350 Lexus. Number 4 on my list has been something I've mentioned, and that is the, I'd say 98 to 2012 Foreign Crown Vic. Let's take the Grand Marquis that features a 4.6-liter flex fuel V8, 224 horsepower, 4-speed automatic rear wheel drive. Also Mercury Grand Marquis, also Lincoln Town Car. I've talked about these before, so what I say is ones to stay away from. These have all been used for municipality, police cars, taxi cars in some cases. Those you want to stay away from. Those are all abused. Sometimes maintained, but still used hard. You can find a lot of vehicles that have been personal cars. That's what I would look for. I still see a lot of these on the lot. I see them with 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 miles on them. Guys, they have the Panther platform. I'm going to go ahead and say Ford's best platform ever, and probably will ever be. The running gear, including the transmissions, the electrical, everything was just bulletproof and reliable, and it's why they were municipal cars and cops' cars and taxis, because they could be relied upon in your urban settings, in country settings. Very comfortable, very spacious. A larger car, so your miles per gallon, 20 to 25, is going to be lower than the others on this list. But if you sit in there and look around, you're going to see a lot of space. It's going to be comfortable because the seating is going to be comfortable. That's on top of the suspension that these had that were tuned in and very, very soft. Last thing I want to mention about that Panther platform, they were very easy and economical to maintain. To do your oil changes and flush your transmission and coolant and brake fluids. Everything was kind of easy to get to and accessible. You can make this a do-it-yourself project for the weekend and do all the maintenance yourself because everything like your filters and the parts to maintain them and the fluids were easy to get and economical. Do it yourself. Keep that car reliable and bulletproof for years and miles to come. All right, we're going to round out the top 5 with another Lexus. This one's starting to get a little bit harder to find because it's so desirable right now. And that's because it was so reliable and bulletproof. These guys had a V8 that was to die for. And this is going to be the 1996 to 2000 LS400. The LS400 had a 4.0-liter V8, 290 horsepower, 300 foot-pounds of torque, 5-speed automatic transmission. Now these things are getting up there a little bit long on the tooth, and the problems you may want to look for is just rust. A little bit of rust issues. Other than that, mechanically, bulletproof, super, super, super reliable. So comfortable. Again, just like the Grand Marquis Lincoln Town cars, sitting on those seats, which were on top of the complicated suspensions that were very soft. It was like sitting in your living room to drive. Very comfortable, very spacious, very safe. It's a rather large car, and you get hit in something like that, you're going to be a lot safer than getting hit in a K car or a smart car, for sure. Good 4.0-liter V8, good transmission, good rear diff, good electrical, no problems whatsoever. It's just the smaller things. With all of these on the list, what you want to look for, because you're going to quickly find out that the run train is fantastic, is looking at the interior. Was it kept clean? Is it falling apart? The things that are going to start happening are buttons and switches wearing out and falling off and some trim pieces, getting cracked and scuffed and damaged, and leather and seats getting worn, little stuff like that that you'll have to take care of throughout the years, and that's what to look for. And then your exterior, looking for rust, looking for how the driver, the driver before, could they keep it on the road? Were they scuffing up the wheels? Did they keep it clean? Is the paint faded or peeling? Just little stuff to look for after that. Highly recommended. You know what? Let's go for a bonus. I'm in the mood for a bonus today. That's going to be the 01 to, let's say, 2007 Toyota Highlander. The Highlander had a 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder, 155 horsepower, or a 3.3 V6, 5-speed automatic, or even a 4-speed automatic, depending on the engine. Those things ran forever. And another kind of smaller SUV, but still spacious on the inside. A very nice place, a nice cabin to be, very comfortable, great for the family guys. And they had an all-wheel drive option, so if you're in inclement weather, you needed something safe for the family to get around. The Highlander, very reliable, very safe, very comfortable, and actually quite something that surprised me. I thought it would be like a tingy kind of automobile, but it's actually quite quiet in the cabin, blocking out exterior noises like road noises and traffic and stuff like that. Available in the 2.4, 3.0, and 3.3 V6. What I see when I find these on the auction lot, guys, is they hardly ever have a leak. I never see them spotting. And I just took notice of this lately. You know, I always crawl underneath to look for leaks and exhaust leaks, and then also rust, and I never see them leaking. It's just something that struck me, and I wanted to relay that. Very, very good, very reliable engines and drivetrain. You could pick something like this up for $5 grand, a decent one, and their maintenance costs are rather reasonable. And you can also, if you're a DIY guy, do it yourself. So that was your bonus. That was your list. If we can keep it civil down in the comment section, I'd like to start with the conversation as to what did I miss from this list. I have a lot more to add. I can make another list that will continue this one here. I can have lists that do the opposite and tell you what to stay away from. Let me know what you want to see down in the comment section. Let me know what cars you want to add down in the comment section as well. This has been Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. Thanks for joining me today. Catch you in the next video.